Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So today is a happy Mid-Autumn Festival to all of you. It's Thursday. It's been a very fast week. I remember last week I was just talking about letter of intent. So I've promised you guys to follow up with the tenancy agreement after the letter of intent, the LOI. So um, other than the LOI, I just want to do a quick recap. Okay, from the LOI, then there is this new checklist. Okay, the ICA compliance checklist. If you didn't catch that video, okay, it's sometime I think last week. Maybe another, is it Friday? I think it's Friday. Yeah. So actually, I want to keep it closer. So, but it's been really busy week. Time flies so fast. So, happy Mid Autumn for all of you who have just joined me. And in fact, so far now we have joined me. Maybe you're having lunch. So you can watch this while you're having lunch right now. I just had mine. I want to continue to talk about this tenancy agreement. Before that, just want to quickly. So yesterday I was talking to my client, and we talked about Antares. Okay, so I promise every time there is some sharing on whether it's tenancy agreement, LOI, or uh, how to go about renting an apartment in Singapore, right? I'll bring up these latest updates on the projects, on the launches. So Antares, someone asked me, like, because they wanted a 1 bedroom at Penrose and it's sold out, right? If you haven't realized or you have not informed, Penrose sold out all its 1 bedroom. So one of the closer project now is Antares with 1 bedroom that I think is about 4 units left, 4 or 5 1 bedroom, as you can see, 1 bedroom loft here. So it's 603 square feet, under 1 million still. So the ground floor, I think there is 4 units, 3 or 4 units ground floor, and then maybe another two on the 5th level that is of this size, of this quantum. Okay, what I like about the loft is the high ceiling height, and you can create another loft level, somewhat like those staycation hotels. They have that loft idea, so they are the beds on that level. So it's quite cool. I thought just want to quickly share this. If you guys out there are looking for something that's manageable quantum under 1 million, 600 square feet, it's very decent. And the most important thing is it's right next to the Mata MRT station. It's literally right next, probably 3 minutes walk. I checked Google Map, 3 minutes of walking from the MRT to the entrance. And Mata is a underground MRT station, right? So there won't be any concern for noise or dust or that sort of thing. I would say the area comes with a lot of matured amenities. Of course, matured community as well. Also, if you are okay with the local, way of lifestyle, you get a lot of local flavor there. Literally, or the good food also over there. So but when you talk about the downtown line, Mata station is a downtown line. It links right to downtown MRT station, which is where MBS is, Raffles Place area. So I would think for 1 bedroom mostly will be for investment purpose, and then you're looking for tenant who works in the area, in the downtown area, in the Raffles Place area. It's really quite a selling point for tenants to look for apartments along the MRT stretch, MRT station lines. Okay, so that's about it. I want to just quickly mention Antares. As you can see, 1 bedroom, the typical units probably are, yeah, the 1 bedroom typical units are cheaper for sure because of the lower ceiling. So you're also, how to say, you're paying for the slightly more slightly higher amount for this 1 bedroom loft. Okay, but there's nothing to choose. There's no 1 bedroom typical left, even if you want. So just take a look. And 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom, there's still quite a bit of options to choose from. And also, because this is about 200 plus units, I would say, my last video when I talk about the tips to investment property, I would suggest like 400 plus, 500 plus, at least, kind of a size for future frequent transaction, easy to lease out, easy to sell. Okay, what I like about Antares, even though it's like 265 units, right, is because surrounding there's really no other competition, immediate proximity. There is new there is, you know, in that vicinity per se. So you can I mean, because Mata itself, that area is already very matured, so you really don't see anything that is new coming up. So the nearest competition I say is probably Penrose. So that's why I would think, hey, I want to bring this to mention to you guys, just in case you guys have been looking for one, and then just want to again let you guys, okay, don't forget, we have many channels, we have a few channels, okay, so please like, subscribe if you like our content so far, and join our this Facebook group where we will be giving very exclusive content. I know sometimes my timing is like in the middle of the day right now. Maybe you guys are busy having lunch or doing work, or having meetings, right? Zoom meetings, whatnot. But it's okay, just watch it back once you are free in the evening. But do join this Facebook group, because we won't be posting all our content on all our channels all the time, only for certain content, some exclusive content, especially when it comes to this tenancy agreement, right? There's a chance that we're going to do more exclusive content inside our Facebook group. So go to this group and join right now, okay? And we also have our Telegram group where we put in all the latest discounts for launches. Just in case, again, I must emphasize, some of our viewers, some of our supporters have been feedbacking. They say, oh, I didn't know you were selling this project. Okay, now listen properly. This one I say many times. We sell all project launches in Singapore, okay? All ALL, okay? North, south, east, west, everywhere, okay? Singapore. And we also market properties in the resale rental market as well, okay? I put this out, cannot say you don't know, if you know, you still can choose, but if you don't know, you cannot approach us to help you market, okay? So I put this out. Oh, miss out this one. Okay, Mata, 3 minutes walk from Mata Antares, sorry, 3 minutes walk from Mata MRT station, surrounded by mature amenities. Okay, that's all for Antares. I put back this one. Okay, this is the Facebook group link. So in case you all want to join, also quickly now I'm going to move to the tenancy agreement proper, which some of you have joined us. Okay, good afternoon. Happy Mid Autumn. Is this the right way to greet? Okay lah. Happy Mid Autumn Festival to everyone. Okay, eat more mooncakes, but drink more tea also. Okay, so where am I now? Okay, I must share the other screen. Sorry. Okay, let me share this. Can you guys see? Okay, I'll just make it bigger. So this is the common template. This is not the only template. I'm just saying this is the common template that you would see from when it comes to a tenancy agreement. Maybe I just make it slightly bigger. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Okay, good. So now everyone can see. So for the benefit of those who are not familiar, right, with a tenancy agreement, perhaps some of you are already seasoned landlords. You have been renting, okay. Maybe you have rent so much that you don't bother to read your TA anymore. But anyway, it's your signature on it. So for the benefit of those who just join us or are looking to invest, looking to become landlords yourself, okay, please pay a bit more attention here. So straightforward from the start, you can see a tenancy agreement, and they are, they say it's created on what date. Okay, this date, okay, don't belittle this date, because this date, okay, is the day you will need to count 14 days, and this 14 days window is for you to pay for your e-stamping, or rather we call it the stamping fees, for the purpose of for stamping this tenancy agreement. Okay, so if you exceed these 14 days, there'll be I think a fine of $10, okay, on top of the stamping fee. So if you want to pay additional $10, then by all means, but if not, just take note that, whatever date you put there, make sure the stamping is done within 14 days from this date. Okay, and then I'll put down a banner for this. Because this is one of the points I just quickly mentioned, because the first thing I want to mention is who are the landlords. Okay, obviously the owners. Okay, so I mentioned in my last video, how do you know these are the rightful owners? Okay, as a tenant, you need to be sure, right? You know who you're transacting with, who you're paying the deposit to. So I have, let me just open this. So this is a typical PDF that I've churned from IRA's website. Okay, so from here, what we normally do is we go to IRA's website, we look for this evaluation query, and the cost is just $2.50. Yeah, you need to pay, nothing is free, when it comes to okay. So you pay $2.50, you get this PDF. Of course, you have to put in the details like the property address, basically property address lah. nothing much you would require. But here it shows that it's from IRAS. Okay, this piece of document is for the tenant or for anyone who needs to verify the ownership of this particular property that you're renting or you're buying from. Okay, this is the foolproof way. This is from IRAS. Okay, third party government agency website from IRAS. So you can see there is a government, there's a IRAS logo there, and then what this document basically is telling you is the annual value of this property. But we don't need to care about what's the annual value. All we need to know is, okay, these are the dates and times that I bought this piece of information. What you need to know is the property. I just blanco out the whole property just to let you know the property. You know, this is the whole name of the block, the street, and the unit number. Okay, and here comes also the postal code. So here by right, okay, it shows the property, the postal code, the valuation year, and the owner's name will be here. I also just blank out for confidential purpose. Okay, so just imagine there's two names there. Okay, so it is here you would know that you are writing, you are addressing, you are paying to the rightful owners. Okay, just make sure. And again, the annual value is none of our concern. We just need the address and the owner's name over here. So this is an example. This is not the only way, but one of the cheapest and easiest way to just verify and where you would put in the owner's name over here. Okay, if there is two of them, you have to put two. If there's four of them, please put all four. If there's six of them, please put all six. Okay, this is as good as getting all six to agree this tenancy agreement is in effect. Okay, there's no, of course you're gonna say, hey, you know, some landlords gonna say I take charge of the property. All my partners are sleeping partners. They don't bother. Just to be extra very careful whether you are practicing agent or whether you are a tenant yourself, right? Okay, there's always this chance. There's always this chance that the person who takes charge, right? Okay, suddenly there's three of them, then two take charge, two agree, then you see two names there. Then the last guy suddenly pops out and say, hey, you're not supposed to stay here because I stay here. Because I never agree to rent out to you. So this is the reason why in the tenancy agreement, we always enforce, and I say we make it compulsory, mandatory, to have every single owner's name and every single owner's signatory, okay, on whichever page required. So never take this lightly. Never just for convenience say, there's like four owners, troublesome. We don't need to go and sign in so many places, meet so many people. And they say, okay, one person sign will do because I take charge. The owner, the landlord say that. Never. Unless you want to, in the middle of the night, being chased out from the rented apartment, then yeah, you can try to do that. This is for the tenants to really understand the gravity of why we can keep mentioning about this thing, or we want to emphasize on this thing. So the landlords, okay, make sure rightful owners all in this space over here with their identification number, address, yeah, also their residence, the residence address of the landlord. Okay, just straightforward. Okay, so okay, just from the first part I already talked so long. Okay, so for the tenants part, again, same thing. Okay, so who you probably ask who are the tenants and who are the what occupiers. Wow, new term, right? Like who would know there's such a thing called occupiers? As in tenants is tenants, who still got occupiers, right? How to differentiate the two, and why some tenants will suggest, hey, we have a group of four, right? Four friends. Can I just sign? Can I just one person write my name down? I give you all the EP lah. I show you all the employment pass. I show you all the identification, but only I sign. One person, my name, and I sign because I don't want to trouble the rest. And they always work until very late. They literally stay in the office. They seldom come back. Now, again, the same logic is you would want as much as possible to have every single tenant name down. Okay, this is why this is what I would advise my clients. Okay, whether they want to follow or not, of course, you know, it's up to them lah. I'm not saying for sure if they do their own way, then something will go south. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that in the event things really go south, then you'll be thankful that you actually go through the trouble to put in four names, four tenants over there. Well, how about if it's 6 tenants? You might ask me, right? Well, if as a landlord you really you know, just want to do it properly, just put all 6 names in. You know, even though it sounds really quite, you know, hey, never do before one. I rented so many houses in Singapore. I stayed here for more than 10 years, always rented. No landlord will ask 6 person to sign one. Actually, he's not wrong. I also never come across a TA with 6 tenants names. Okay, but in the event you really want to, you know, say, how about just put in 3 persons? I say minimum, if there's a need to put in 3 tenants names minimally. But there's still, you know, I'm not saying that they are potentially all the people that come and rent from you are going to give you some sort of trouble or up to some, you know, not very abiding and all that. That's not what I'm trying to say. But if you think that 3 names or the 3 main guys who have been negotiating with you, you know, or the 2 main guys and all that have been you know, discussing the tenancy, okay, it's fine. Okay, 2 to, I would say minimum 3. Oh, sorry, maximum. Okay, what did I say? Minimum. If the number exceed 3, if there is like 4, 5, 6 friends inside the renting apartment, right, minimum make it 3 names. I think is something that I would still, I think, advise lah, to say, you know, 3 names minimum. And for the rest, of course, the rest, assuming there's the leftover 3, right, they have to be included as occupiers. No matter what, these 6 names must appear somewhere in the tenancy agreement. There's no way I can say, yeah, I rent to you, then, you know, next day suddenly another 2 names come up that I have not heard of. I don't have the EP pass off. Then they just, you know, start accessing the premise as and when they like, with keys and all that. That's not supposed to be the way. In the bottom line, I mean, the whole essence is you as a landlord, it's your duty, it's your job lah, to really make it as clear as documented properly, as that means as understood between the 2 parties, that there's no way that you can say, oh, suddenly my cousin want to join me, suddenly my nephew want to stay with us for a couple of weeks or a couple of months, that kind of thing. Yeah, so maybe your next question is, hey, how about visitors? How about like my my very close relative, my family member came over to see how I'm doing and life is tough here and that kind of thing. Well, again, we're not going to like close the neck until so close and say, hey, visitors cannot come. No. If you have visitors that flew over, you know, long distance just to visit, right? At the minimum, I will always ask the tenant to send a message over, whether to myself, the agent, or directly to the landlord is fine. You know, I mean, unless if as the agent they didn't want to disclose the tenant's number, then perhaps you probably have to let the agent inform you lah. Okay, but if not, I will always ask the tenant, okay, if you have visitors, just drop me a message. There is like no big deal, right? I mean, nobody's going to stop you, but also not much trouble for you to just let me know, hey, my mom is coming over, hey, my dad's coming over for a few weeks and all that thing. Okay, so far, okay, clear. So as long as I want to add this point, sorry I missed this point, as long as the occupier or the person that is coming to stay is of legal 18 years of age, I will require them to be in this space here, as the tenant. Okay, this one, sorry, okay. On top is landlord, here is tenant. So as long as they are 18 years of legal age, I'll put them, consider them as tenant. So if there's 3 of them above 18, okay, all 3 goes in. So if there's a couple with a child that's below 18, then okay, the child will go under occupier somewhere in the TA. I'll show you later. Okay, so okay, quite understood. Okay, quickly go on because I'm just on page 1. I'm not going to talk about all the clauses, but just some I would say more important ones, something to be more aware of. Okay, so here are just the duration, the property. Okay, minimum, I would think that most of you already know, but minimum rental lease for private property is 3 months. Please, okay, I already told you it's 3 months. Okay, you want to try your luck. Okay, don't say nobody force you or anything. 3 months is for private property and 6 months minimum for HDB. Okay, and quickly I move on. Security deposit again. These are just common, I would say practice at this point of time. 1 year lease, we always just keep like 1 month deposit, 2 years, 2 months, 3 years, 3 months, so on and so forth. But this is not cast in stone. If you want more, okay, it's on the terms is on the table. If the tenant want it to be less, again, they propose, the terms are on the table. But what I want to highlight very importantly is, and I think most of you also know this, but you know, we sometimes just get carried away, you know, for convenience again. You know, tenants will propose, hey, my last month, I have 1 month deposit with you, my last month rent, can I net off against the deposit? Okay, mainly I represent landlords, right? It's a no. I always want to protect their interest, right? But even if you are a tenant's representative, you wouldn't propose this, because you know that potentially if there are damages in the house, or there are some defects in the house caused by the tenant, that is what the deposit is meant for. It's not meant for netting against any amount of rental, whether it's a day, whether it's 2, whether it's 1 week. No, just keep rental as it is. The last month, just pay accordingly to how you have been paying, and never allow netting the rental against the deposit, whether it's 1 month deposit, 2 months deposit, or 3 months deposit, doesn't matter. Just don't let that happen. Okay. So this is the part on deposit, and quickly moving on. Anyone have any questions so far? Because I cannot see. Okay, y'all feel free to comment on. Just wow, okay, 28 minutes. I want to keep this short, but I can't, because yeah, when it comes to a tenancy agreement, I think it's better that I share more about why certain things are done in a certain way So defect free period, this is something that that used to not be common, but actually for some reason it just became common. It just became maybe additional perk for the tenant. Excuse me. So it's more like protecting the tenant, right? So if they go into the house, they just rented, and you know, maybe things suddenly start falling off, or the appliance doesn't work, right? Sometimes they won't expect, they won't know. So this is more like to protect the tenant, to make sure that they have like a defect-free period. So if any defects arise during this period, and there's no fixed date, there's no fixed days, again, it's agreed between 2 parties, but commonly it's 30 days, 30. Commonly it's about 1 month. If you think your house is really you know, so-called brand new, or a new launch, and you don't expect anything to be spoiled, which sometimes they can, because that's why developer also give a 1 month defect liability period. No, it's 1 year, sorry, they give a 1 year defect liability period. So within that 1 year, if anything doesn't work, actually the new launch owner who just collected the keys, they can highlight to the developer to rectify these defects. Okay, so for that part, usually the 1 month, or I mean 1 month from the landlord to the tenant is quite straightforward. No questions asked. Okay, but for a resale or for a rather old apartment, that's when maybe things will get a little bit tricky, huh? Because older things sure will fail more often, ma. So, but come to say, if you're really confident that your house you're renting at a very good price, or you're a very good location, you can even not offer this term to your tenant. Okay, if you're confident that the rental will move for your unit. But if not, this is something that uh, I would say is kind of a goodwill as well to the tenant to say, hey, I take care of it, and after this defect period, you have to take care of it for me. You know, kind of a give and take kind of relationship. And I always advise my clients, I say, hey, you know, the TA is really just a piece of paper, or rather 7 pages of paper. Okay, if you from day one you start using this document to dictate whatever that goes on, or you know, to guide. It's a guide lah. It's not supposedly to really dictate. At least that's my opinion. Okay, you want to create a relationship that is supported by this TA, but at the same time there is more to that. There is more. You can create a lot of goodwill. You can create a lot of looking out, you know, in the sense that, oh, this time round I help you, or this time round we share the cost, or this time round they fix a repair without informing or without claiming the landlord. So these little things can really add up to a relationship between a landlord and a tenant. And usually is, you know, not a short period of time. It's 1 year at least, it's 2 years. And people can stay in the same apartment for 5, 6, 7 years. Why? It's because over time they have come to appreciate each other's little accumulative goodwill here and there. So don't be surprised the power of that. Okay, that is going to weigh and matter much more than a piece of document here. But this is really something that still necessary, because not every time people would appreciate goodwill. Not every time people will want to practice goodwill. So this is still the bottom line, the basis for any kind of rental agreement to hold its place. Okay. So quickly move on. Defect period, I just mention 30 days. Okay, the next clause, quickly jump to here. Okay, where? Subletting. Subletting, interesting. Okay, right away the answer to you is no. Okay, please, as a landlord, you want to try to be garang, I advise you, no. Okay, don't. If ever you leave this clause out, or you have a clause that somehow says it's okay to sublet, perhaps you're okay, perhaps you're really okay, fair. I say you stand the exposure, the risk of individuals that come in and stay without the proper papers, okay, without proper passes, not valid, not legal to even be in Singapore. So don't be surprised, okay, if you ever allow such a clause to be inside. Okay, here it's not about whether you can claim from your tenant for any damages or any. We're not talking about that. We're talking about something it's on a even larger scale here. Here, how will you be implicated? Will you be liable if there is some illegal? I mean, anyone who doesn't have the proper pass will be considered illegal anyway. So they don't have to be doing any bad things, you know. So, or criminal stuff. So as long as they don't have the correct or the right passes, the legal stay valid, you know, here, then will you be liable, and how much liability are you exposing yourself to? So this is something that is kind of probably way beyond typical agent kind of jurisdiction really. Okay, you talk about probably the government is going to step in and check and do some questioning here and there. So this subletting, although it's one of the shortest clauses, right, I would say please don't miss this out. Okay, this is something that I have also taken a deeper appreciation, because recently, because of the further slowing down of the rental market, there are some companies who approach me, okay? I mean, when I'm marketing certain rental units, right? They approached me and they requested to rent it from me such that they can go into a subletting uh, arrangement, because they are doing room rentals or short-term room rentals. Nothing wrong. It's just a business model. As long as they follow the URA guidelines, they're not flouting any rules, right? And this is what they have. They have their website. They have their you know, how the whole model works. Everything on the internet. They have their faces on it as well. The rooms, how they decorate, it's very nice. Even though that is the case, I would say no, because I don't have the direct control or the direct interaction to the person that is potentially staying, occupying, sleeping there. Okay, because I don't have, and because I don't have, this is something that I would think perhaps is also hard in a way, quite hard to answer to be answerable, to be accountable to my client, so to say. Yeah, obviously the client engage me is not to keep going down to the house and say, hey, is this person legal to stay here? Hey, show me your pass. That's not their job. Then that's not what any sane landlord would do, or any sane tenant would welcome. But this is the degree that it can go to, because if we don't have that control, or if we don't have that idea of who at any point can come in. So even if this company can promise you they are not flouting rules, they are abiding, law-abiding, business people, and the model is all good, I would think that I can't be sure. I can't be sure. You never know, right? But if you are comfortable with a tenancy that allows this, and you are comfortable with that person operating it for you, keeping within the frame of the law, then okay, by all means, you can actually make quite a bit more money when you rent out singular rooms collectively, when you add up the rent, for sure. So this is just something that I just personally experienced, and just want to share with you guys how you would include or not include, or you allow subletting eventually. Okay. Okay, I also going to skip quite a lot. Okay, like this kind of service of aircon is quite straightforward. Minimally 3 months once. Okay, I'm not going to really say too much about this service of aircon. What's so difficult to understand, right? But one thing I've always noticed about tenants is they never keep the receipts. They always I do already, I do already. Then they never keep a proof of it. They never have the invoice or the service the service contract, or every time the service slips that after one time the technician finish the job, they should give a receipt, a service slip that the tenant should keep throughout the tenancy. So if it's 2 years lease, they should have 8 pieces of that kind of service slips. And for some reason, I can say and remind, right? But half the time they don't listen, which I don't understand. They think it's just aircon, already they have already done their part, right? The thing is, I would say this is to all the tenants out there, or even to landlords. Yes, there might be some give and take, because some people are genuinely just don't care. They are dutiful. They do their part. Okay, they get the contractor, the service, the aircon guy to come and do it, but they just don't keep the invoice or the receipt. Then what happens, right? Okay, either landlord, you can penalize them for it straight. I can tell you, you can either penalize them as good as they didn't do, or you can just ask them to do one last time before handover. Okay, or throughout the lease, constantly remind them. Okay, and I can assure you, not many agents will do that, unless you find a very good AC guy, who can every time report on the time when it's due for servicing, and then send you a copy of the service receipts, because that's what my aircon guy is doing for me right now. So yeah, just want to make sure your guys, okay, keep a lookout for all these small little things, because when the AC is down due to non-servicing, it's no joking matter. It's definitely in the thousands of dollars. Okay, by then you want to claim who? By then you want to take out from your own pocket, or you say, hey, tenant, you didn't service. No, I service, I just didn't keep. Then you know what happens. Okay, we're not going to go into that in this because I'm running a lot, overshooting my time already. I want to just talk about the next important thing, which is this one, the immigration status. Like I mentioned in my LOI video, there is this new compliance checklist. So even now, I would think most TA, or slowly the TAs are going to incorporate this clause. You see how important and how much emphasis is being placed on this new thing. For some reason, I'm quite sure they have good reason to do so. So this immigration status, again, no more just soft copy keeping. I just reiterate, okay? It's going to be physical checking on all the parties. The agent need to check, the landlord need to check all the physical copies. Okay, how you going to do it? Whether you find it mafan, or you know, or you want to just find it convenience, soft copy can do. I already say up to you. Okay, but the top down has already given the light to come up with a checklist to do this. So no joking matter. It is quite something that is really worth mentioning. Okay. So if you're still not sure about how this compliance the ICA checklist, right? Go and watch my video that was done last week on the LOI. I mentioned this thing. Okay. Maybe the last thing I just want to talk about is the diplomatic clause. I think most of the landlords definitely will know what this clause is. But some has asked me also, like, what if they leave? What if they just pack up and go? Within the 12 months, because diplomatic clause basically allows the tenant to pre-terminate if they have fulfilled minimum 12 months of the lease, and giving 2 months notice with evidence that they are either removed from their employment, or they are made to give up their EP for some other reason, made to leave the country by the authorities. They are able to use this evidence to pre-terminate, okay, because of the diplomatic clause. Okay, so the question comes, and hey, what if they are terminated before the 12th month? Then what happens? Okay lah. In any tenancy, I just give you the simplest answer. If in any tenancy, if the tenant just decides to pack up and go, there's only, you know, 2 things you can do. 1, look for the next tenant, or 2, seek legal advice. Okay, so we are potentially going to invite one of our legal partner, our good friend, okay, to come onto this Facebook Live to just give his take on what happens when tenancy really, you know, come to a point where there is no rental payment, when tenant just moves out without informing anybody, the things are all still there, the whole house still filled, or you know, things like that. Yeah, things that most of us would not want to manage or imagine having, but it happens despite having all the necessary clauses that I've just mentioned here. There's still, you know, people who's going to just pack up, leave, you know, not even leaving the keys behind, you just leave the country even, or non-payments of rental. Okay, so in these situations, as a landlord, what can you do, or how should you move forward from here? We would like to share that with our law partner, probably sometime next week, so you stay tuned. It will only happen in this Facebook group that is scrolling below. Okay, so if you have not joined our Facebook group, please join now, so that you won't miss out this segment that I'm going to have with my, or even maybe tomorrow. Let's see how. We're not sure because I have to check his schedule as well. So we're going to talk to someone from the law side to see if there is any recourse for a landlord when rental agreements go south. Okay, so I just want to finish up diplomatic clause right here. In the event if everything is as per normal, so he stays 12 months, he got terminated, and then he put up 2 months notice. So usually landlord is secured for 14 months of rental. and the tenant can leave without breaching anything lah. So when that happens, it's only rightful that the landlord returns the 2 months of deposit. So diplomatic clause, take note, will only happen in a 2 years contract. It's seldom put into a 1 year contract, but it's still up to the table negotiation. Okay, so if you put on table, you say, oh, I want 6 plus 2, meaning to say, if I stay 6 months minimum and I give you 2 months notice, I am free to leave. Okay, no right and wrong. It's up to the tenants to propose this if they think they have a bargaining, higher bargaining position at the point of time. But yeah, as a landlord, you can also refuse it. Okay, you can just, oh, how about 8 plus 2, 10 plus 2? It's up to you to negotiate on this. Okay, so that is pretty much all on the surface on this tenancy agreement. I really cannot go into every single clause into details, but if let's say there is certain clauses that you like to discuss or just check with us, right? Okay, feel free, just drop a comment over there or just PM us on our Facebook or YouTube channel as well. Okay, so that will be all for this session, and let me just, yeah, I just put my face out there just in case you're wondering where the voice comes from. It's from me. Yeah, I've been sitting here for the past 46 minutes talking non-stop about tenancy agreement. And if you're looking for new launches, projects, remember, we are here. And don't forget, we also deal with properties in the resale market as well. Okay, so if you have any further questions on a TA or any part about tenancy rental agreement, right, just feel free to approach us. We'll be very happy to share our insights with you. This Saturday, I'm probably going to conduct a handover, so-called taking back of a condo. Yeah, and yeah, you might. I'm wondering right now what are the things that I can share with you of what to look out for when you're taking back an apartment. I don't think we'll start scolding and quarreling each other on the spot. No lah, professional here. But that definitely is going to be an interesting time. I thought maybe I'll just do a live when I reach there. So you have to join our group to see me in action again. So stay tuned, join us, and I'll see you in the next video. All right. Happy Mid-Autumn and take care. Bye-bye.